Shwmai croeso, hello and welcome to the Bluebirds Nest, Neath yr Adair Gleision. Sponsored by DragonBet. Please visit dragonbet.co.uk for all of your up-to-date Cymru Premier and other sports betting markets. Now, before we begin episode 13, two quick announcements and some birthday greetings this week. It's great to welcome two new partners to the club. Firstly, you'll remember from episode 3, Harri John joined us and explained how his footwear brand Numeris had developed throughout the pandemic. And just this week, the club have unveiled Numeris as the club's first ever footwear partner. So a big welcome to the team from Numeris. Also this week, we've welcomed chartered certified accountants and tax advisors, LM Griffiths & Co., based in Haverfordwest. They've become the popular pre-match social media Stat Zone sponsors. So those infographics that are put out before each of our fixtures, providing key statistics on the next opponent, will now be supported by Mike, Paul, and the team at LM Griffiths & Co. They both come highly recommended, and information on both organisations can be found on screen and at the club website. Final announcement from me this week. Not only was it Kian from That Football Drawing's 15th birthday this week, but a big happy birthday to Mrs. Mandy Thomas as well. Mandy's been a long-time supporter at the club and volunteer in the kitchen for many years. She celebrated her 60th birthday this week, so a big happy birthday to you both. Now then, last week we welcomed one of the oldest members of the first team squad to the Bluebirds Nest. This week, as you can see on screen, the youngest, 16 years of age, Harri John. Welcome to the Bluebirds Nest.
Thanks for having me, Rai.
Good. It's great to have you, mate. We're going to get into the last, 200 days, I think I've worked it out as, since you've been certainly, on the radar, should we say, at the first team. I couldn't believe when I looked into this. Just April the 20th this year, you obviously starred for Goodwick in that Pembrokeshire and the 16s Cup final. It's unbelievable to say that. You've become one of the club's most exciting young talents. Firstly, I suppose, having the opportunity to train with the first team, then making a couple of sub-appearances, and then just a couple of weeks ago, Flint at home, you made your full Cymru Premier League debut at the Oggy Bridge Meadow Stadium. It's been a roller coaster of a year, should we say? But I want to ask you, how were you feeling before that Flint game? Did you know you were starting?
Well, to be honest, I think I was more nervous for this interview than the Flint game. But no, I think there were a lot of nerves, really, and especially when I got into the tunnel and I look over my shoulder and there's probably one of the tallest people I've ever seen standing next to me. But I think there was also a bit of excitement there as well. You know, before I arrived around like the normal time, and Tony dragged me into the manager's office and told me I was starting, and it was just excitement then. But then, it was obviously a bit of nerves as well. But I guess it's just normal, really. I think everyone will have a bit of nerves, but when I get out on the pitch, I feel a bit more, I kind of come into the game a bit and feel a bit more relaxed then. So
that's fantastic, yeah. Man. I remember hearing on the day that you were starting and almost watched you walk down to speak to Pens, the first team manager, obviously Tony Pennock, before kickoff. Did you let your family know, or did they just find out from the team sheet?
Oh no, no, you're not allowed on your phone after the teams announced, so I didn't want to pick up a fines, but I checked my phone after the game, and there were a few messages from my dad, my mum. I think there was one from my brother as well. So
yeah. Were they at the ground on the day?
Yeah, they're always there every game. So yeah, it's lovely seeing them there as well, especially when I walked out for the warm-up. I could see a smile on my mum's face. I saw Dad gave me a thumbs up. So
that's amazing. That's amazing. Yeah. And you really haven't looked back. Well, since your opportunity to start training with the first team, you really have become one of the highlights already this season. And we're only in October. You've obviously, after the Aberystwyth game, high praise from the manager, from Tony Pennock, in his post-match interview. You came on up at Aber and made a big impact in the time that you were on the field. What's it been like in and around that first team environment? You know, as I said, 16 years of age coming in, you know, you're sitting in the same dressing room as internationals. Jazz obviously is in there, and many other players who've played a lot of games in the league. What's that been like for you? What's your feelings around that?
It's just been surreal, really. I kind of, first training session I went there, I just couldn't believe really seeing them all turn up in the lovely cars, and the big names in the dressing room. The level on all the training sessions just unbelievable. Like sometimes I think I've held my own there, but sometimes they just start popping it around, and it's unbelievable. And yeah, even now I'm still always learning when I'm going to training, picking up small details of other players, and yeah, it's just a great experience, really. Like that's
Fantastic. I've been trying to work out from the fixtures. Away trips, have you been up on a Friday night stopover yet? What was that like?
I've been on two or three. Oh, they're amazing. Like yeah, they are tiring. I'll when I get back on the Saturday night, I didn't wake up until like midday on the Sunday, and then I got I got the development games to go watch. But no, they are amazing. And then I'll always we get there, I'll always pop over to Dan Lucas's room, uh, um, and yeah, it's just been amazing, really. I never saw myself like staying in a hotel to go play a football game the next day. It's just a dream.
I can imagine. And look back to when I was 16, I don't think I would have coped with it. I certainly didn't have the talent that you've got as well. But going back to your junior days, and I say that in sort of quotation marks, your junior days, you were Camrose, Prendergast Villa, and then at the Goodwick United juniors. So, well, alongside many years in the academy, I must say, at Haverfordwest County as well, where you did exceptionally well, particularly last season. I think 12 goals, 24 appearances. That's some good going. That is certainly from a midfielder as well. 1 and 2 games. You've had some great coaches along the way. Looking at your track record, one in particular I want to mention, Chris Morris. I know you're friendly with his son Tyler, because when I spoke to him recently about you, he said how much of a nuisance you are on his chocolate biscuit tin. When you visit his house, you're straight in for the chocolates and the sweets in the cupboard. But what's it been like working obviously under Chris and many other coaches over the years? How have they helped you?
Just they've really pushed me on. I think I can't thank them enough. Well, I mean, all of them really have like all helped me in a different way. But so the first one I want to mention is very recent. It's Tony Pennock and Waggy. I think the opportunities they've given me have just been phenomenal, really. And like I can't thank them enough. And I'm happy that I keep getting these opportunities. Really, it's just it's been they've helped me a lot recently, and it's not only like done wonders for my football, but my confidence as well. From junior level, I'd have to say there's three that really, or four that kind of stood out to me, and that's Chris Morris for a start, he's just a mate, really. Like he's like he's like all of the good players in the changing rooms, really. He really helped. He was like he helped confidence, and he understood us all so well that it really created like a proper team at Goodwick. We all there was like great friendships there, and especially that day of the final, we all went out like bowling before and got something to eat. It was just days like those, really, that I'll always like remember. And so yeah, and then my second one is Andy at Cardiff Development, who's he was just phenomenal. He'd arrive up to before he arrived at trainings, it'd be quite chilled, kick ups. Then he'd get there, and everyone would just switch on instantly. Everyone then trying their best, and yeah, in terms of technical ability, he brought me on so well, and sessions were just intense. They were game related. It's always quick fire. and he gave me a lot of opportunities really, and made me the player I am today, I think. And then another recent one is Steve and Dan for development. I think they brought me into the development originally, which is where I've got the opportunity in the first from. And I think they've helped me to understand the game more as from a tactical side of point of view. Like they've really helped me with that now, and it's especially the analysis sessions, the positional videos they put in the group chat. It's just it's helped me see the game from like another point of view, really.
Fantastic. And you mentioned the Cardiff City development, Harry. Whereabouts was that? Was that in the Pembrokeshire Centre?
No, it was all the way up in Cardiff. We'd have to travel up there every Wednesday. It was.
Oh, that's fair play. So who would take you up there then?
Well, my mum and stepdad some most weeks. Dad also brought us up quite often.
Fair play.
And it was, my word, after being beasted in training, the car rides back were awful.
I can imagine. That's a fantastic opportunity, obviously, but that's a fantastic commitment as well from not only you but your family, your network behind you as well. And you often find, I think in every episode we've spoken to the players so far, they've all mentioned their experiences of, having to travel to, whether it be Swansea or Cardiff development centres. So big round of applause, I suppose, for the network around you to do that. But also for the local coaches, there's some great names you've mentioned there who are doing really good things with the teams they're in charge of. You mentioned the technical development. I got to mention Jordan Davis highlighted you as Messi, has nicknamed you Messi very early on in the pre-season sessions that you turned up for. It's high praise to start with. Many people's best ever player, Messi. To give you that nickname is high praise, particularly from Jordan Davis as well. How did you feel when he started calling you Messi?
It was when we were playing Cumbrae Celtic for development. I came out the changing rooms and he was telling me he wants to see a goal from me, and then he called me Messi. I didn't get a goal that game, unfortunately, but he's been great,
Right, quick fire questions, Harry. This obviously gives people who are watching the Bluebirds Nest an opportunity to get to know you a little bit better. Your favourite TV programme?
Oh, I'd have to go with it's kind of I'd probably say SpongeBob, honestly, from a young age. Just
fantastic.
SpongeBob.
That's name, that is. Okay. Favorite film?
Goodfellas. I quite like the gangster films.
You're showing you almost your split personality today. Your SpongeBob favorite TV program, and then Goodfellas is your film. Now I've got to ask you this one. I haven't asked it previously, but my eldest son is Harri John. He's almost 5 years old, so no doubt he's beginning to enjoy the game, enjoy football. He's got a Bluebirds shirt. No doubt he'd be looking for the number 42 on it soon to follow in your footsteps. But purely for him, he wanted to know your favorite superhero.
It's pretty standard answer, but Batman's just Batman, isn't he?
I'll be honest, he'd be over the moon with you saying that. Okay, holiday destination. Your favourite holiday destination?
Saint-Tropez in France. My word, we went there on a holiday back in 2019, and I just couldn't believe it. It was perfect.
Fantastic. Any other sports do you play, Harry?
I used to table tennis. I quite liked. I'd always go around my mates nearly every weekend. He had 2 bats, and we just set up on the table and just start just play for an hour or two, really.
It's surprising players, players and board members at the club have said about table tennis. I can feel a club internal tournament coming up at some point.
I think we should get a table, honestly. Uh,
Yeah, I'll shout that. I like the sound of that one. I fancy myself on the old ping pong a little bit as well. So yeah, we'll have to look into that one.
maybe we can have a game.
Oh, challenge on. You're obviously in Pembrokeshire College now doing a sports course. I'm sure you're enjoying that. But when you were at school, I'm assuming PE was that your favourite subject?
Surprisingly, my favorite was history actually.
Oh, okay,
I don't know
okay.
what it was. It was we had some great topics. And I think it just a few mates in my classes. So yeah, I just really enjoyed that really.
What was your least favourite?
Chemistry by a country mile. I couldn't get my head around that. All the
Brilliant.
chemicals.
No, I didn't like the Bunsen burners and that.
No, I wouldn't trust myself with Bunsen burner.
Okay. All right then. Frustrations now then. What? And I can't say I've ever seen you at all showing any sort of even negativity, let alone frustration, but anything that winds you up.
Ooh. Well, most of the time I think I'm all right for it, but the adverts you can't skip. I can get a bit impatient. So
I thought you were going to say your brother at one point then.
do you know what? He was up there, but I gave him the benefit of the doubt.
Fantastic. Good stuff. Okay, then, coming on to some football ones now then. What team do you support?
Cardiff City, funnily enough.
Okay.
We obviously took a 2-0 loss on the weekend, but
We won't go into
not
that.
happy about that one. But
No, I can imagine. Was a Cardiff shirt your first football shirt?
well, ironically, my first football shirt was 2013 Barcelona Lionel Messi one.
There we go. I thought you were going to say a Swansea shirt then, but no. No, that's
No
fair.
chance.
That's not bad, to be fair. Not bad. Over the time that you've been playing football, then, I say, we're talking since you were 7, I think I read. So it's not even 10 years yet. It's incredible. The favourite goal that you've scored so far?
Do you know what? I got 2 written down, honestly, because I
Go
can,
on then, shoot
can
them out.
pick between them. I think my best one, I think I'd have to go for the free kick against Cambridge and Clydach last year. Just just connected really sweetly, and I couldn't believe it when I saw it go into the top corner. Couldn't believe I actually scored, like. And then it actually came in a friendly because last year with Goodwick we built up quite the rivalry with Evans and Williams, and they came down to our place pre-season, and they were brilliant. It was a great game, and then it's 80th minute or something like that. It fell to me outside the box, and I just right into the bottom corner, and it was just brilliant. Like everyone come over celebrating.
Class. Brilliant. Fair play. Where was that? Down in Phoenix Park, was it?
Yeah,
Nice. And where was the free kick? Was that on the meadow?
no, it was on the. I wish it was, but no, it was on the 3G up in Caerellen.
Okay. We'll come on to goals on the meadow perhaps shortly. But the final quickfire question I want to pose to you is, I know normally I would ask the first teamers to pick a dream team from the first team, but I think I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt. No doubt you'll have some ribbon if you didn't pick some of your teammates. So I'm going to ask you now then, of your mates who you've played with, obviously at Prendergast, at Camrose and at Goodwick, and maybe perhaps at the development squad, a 5-a-side dream team from there.
Ooh, that is a very tricky one. It's hard to leave people out, but
Big
I
calls.
think I could shorten it down. There's a few mentions, like I definitely got to mention Tyler Morris. He's a hell of a player on his day. Some great challenges. Dan James, I've only really played with him like 4 or 5 times, but watching him when I was a year below, he was incredible. Lucas, another one of those incredible players. I remember playing against him when 14s maybe training, and he was untouchable. And then Yori Humphreys, obviously he's brilliant as well. And then Seth Woodhouse is last year for Goodwick, he was just incredible, like and county. But if I had to go for my main squad, I'd put in the sticks. I'm gonna go with my year. I'm gonna have to put John Chester's. He was he came to us as a striker, funnily enough. Yeah, we just he went in goal one day and he was too good to bring him back out. So yeah, and now he's just been there. He's been to Wales trials, Cardiff trials. That's just how good he is, really. I'm gonna go for 2 in defence, 10 and a striker. First, right centre back Jay Stravens. He's joined the development recently, and he's he's just been phenomenal. Like I played a lot of six-a-side with him as well. So yeah, that was always great. And then one of my old teammates from Goodwick, Kyle Smith, just could head anything. And he's a presence at the back, like. And what is it? Well, funnily enough, he wasn't a great header before the last 2 seasons. Then his brother just took him out in the backyard, and then after that, my word, the amount of headers he'd score from corners, unbelievable. And then number 10, I have to go for Yayan Irvine. I've known him since like 1 month year old. Like he used to pretty much live at my house, but no, he's incredibly talented footballer. Like his footwork is phenomenal. He's gone to Camrose now. He's doing quite well there. Just got into the first, got a man of the match award. So yeah, and then striker, who else but my brother Dan, just the goal scorer, isn't he? He talked about me getting 12. I think he got 24 last season.
Wow, did he? Okay.
Yeah, so that's just how.
I thought you wouldn't leave him out.
No, I couldn't. Everybody would be very happy if I did.
No, you've been kind to him there. Fair play. Good stuff. Yeah. Well, that's some team, and the names you listed, obviously, many of the first team squad members, they've been unlucky to miss out there, but no, I'm sure some formidable 5-a-side team. That good stuff. Thank you for that. Now then, on to upcoming matters. This weekend, we welcome league champions of last year, TNS, to the Oggy Bridge Meadow at 2:30 p.m. kickoff. They're top of the league. They are unbeaten. It's going to be a tough task, no doubt. But for me, anyway, I think, and certainly for those that were there on Saturday at the Bala game, not making judgment from what was written in the press from perhaps a reporter who wasn't there, but I thought the first half, the boys really did well on the weekend, even with the 10 men. Obviously, I'm not going to go down the rabbit hole of the red card on this episode, but it was, well, going in at half-time, 1-0 up, it was really hard fought and well-deserved. And obviously the pressure told in the second half, ended up losing. But what were your thoughts on the tough task that we had for 80-odd minutes on the weekend, Harry?
Oh, it was it's got to be one. I think that's the hardest game I played in. Not only like ability, they were unbelievable, but also all the running. You know, it was just yeah, we were unlucky with the red card, obviously, but no, you have to take it on the chin sometimes. I think for most of the game there, we really stuck it out well, and yeah,
You're right, mate. You're right, and I think it's a case of who knows what drama awaits in the upcoming fiction. But we go again. TNS, 2:30 p.m. kickoff, as I mentioned, and let's get behind the team, being as positive as we can. Harry, it's still very early days in your career at Haverfordwest County first team. Literally weeks since you've started making an impact in the first team. So no doubt this has probably changed every going week. But what are your hopes now at this stage of the season for the rest of the season?
Well, obviously, I'm still involved in the development setup, so I'd like to help out, as even if that's not playing, you know, if that's just going along, support them, picking up cones, setting out like bibs. So yeah, I'd also like to keep learning. I think that's really important because, you know, as you've said, it's early days for me. I still got a lot to learn, and I think I want to become the best player I can really. And then I also this one, grab a goal. Yeah, I think the feeling would just be unmatched. Like, and I wouldn't know how to celebrate, to be honest. Just and then one final one would probably be I really think we have a great set of lads here at the club. There's so many talented players. I think if we if we can get a few points on the board, I would love to push for top 6, to be honest. It might sound a bit ambitious, but I think the boys here are more than capable of doing it.
Mate, for a 16-year-old, I can't get over how incredibly mature you are. This conversation, mate, you're incredibly humble considering your talents. You're grounded. You've got a fantastic future ahead of you. Keep doing what you were doing. I'm sure I speak for everyone at the club and everyone watching this. Good luck for the rest of the season. I can't wait to see you get on that score sheet for the first time. Like I said, keep doing what you're doing. And as always, I'm sure you play with a smile on your face and enjoy it. Thank you again for agreeing to this chat. And we see you this weekend at the TNS game. Cheers, Harry.
Thanks for having me.